Hello, Lobos. My name is Ms. Dominguez. I'm the lead counselor here at Mountain View High School. And today, my team will be presenting the Mountain View High School's 2020 counseling plan, suicide protocol, and CPS. Lobos, the top 10 responsibilities required by the state of Texas are: number 1, we have to plan and implement a school counseling program. Number 2, guidance lessons. Number 3, counseling, both individual and groups. Number 4, consultation. Remember, collaborating helps students succeed. Number 5, coordination. Number 6, student assessment. Number 7, advocacy. Number 8, leadership. Number 9, professional behavior. And number 10, professional standards. Remember, Lobos, the primary responsibility of a school counselor is to counsel students to fully develop each student's academic, career, social, emotional abilities. In order to provide a solid school counseling program, we need guidance, individual planning, responsive services, and system support. The guidance components should include self-awareness, social awareness, self-management, responsible decision-making, and healthy relationship skills. Lobos, coming soon. Mark your calendars for upcoming guidance lessons presented by the counseling team. The individual planning component should include goal setting, knowledge of personal strengths and weaknesses and impact on goals, awareness of educational opportunities, awareness and understanding of Texas graduation requirements, registration and endorsement selection, knowledge of career exploration and inventory, knowledge of programs of study and endorsements available, development of an education career plan, and college choice. The responsive services component should include relationships, abuse and neglect, grief, loss, and death, family problems or concerns, coping skills, suicide outcries, academic success, dropout homelessness, severe stress, substance abuse, school-age pregnancy, being new to a school, emergent issues and interventions, or post-intervention of a traumatic event. The system support component is as follows. Number 1, management activities required to assure the delivery of a high-quality counseling guidance program, such as lesson planning, counseling department meetings, etc. Number 2, faculty and staff and community relations and professional development. Number 3, professional development. Number 4, student support meetings and/or committees such as 504, ARDs, LPACs, and team conferences. Number 5, record keeping such as endorsements and credits earned, etc. And number 6, AP, PSAT, and SAT testing. We at the Counseling Center believe that working with Mountain View High School students will provide guidance lessons individually and collectively to create a school climate that leads to positive effects on classroom attendance, discipline, academic achievement, and promote academic and social emotional growth. Number 2, Lobo teachers and staff will assist Mountain View High School students in learning test-taking strategies and work with students on career development and prepare them for post-secondary education.
For the most part, I work with students with a last name starting from the letter M through Z. And today we will be going over some safety protocols for our campus. All right, so I will be going over suicide outcries, and my colleague, Ms. Reda, will be going over child abuse. Teachers work with students on a daily basis, and you guys do develop good relationships with students. So I know that sometimes it might feel uncomfortable. You don't want to, let's say, quote unquote, betray them because they have trusted you. But when a child's safety is in question, we cannot honor confidentiality. As a matter of fact, when I tell students about confidentiality, there's 2 times when I tell them I can't. If they are a danger to other people or if they're a danger to themselves, then we cannot honor confidentiality. So just keep that in mind, that safety comes first. So here I'm sharing some risk factors that you can go over as far as suicide is concerned. And then we have some warning signs as well. And you might see this closer to when a student has an outcry. And you know the student, and sometimes you'll feel that something's different. And please feel free to discuss with the counselors. If you see some signs and you're just uncomfortable, you feel that the student might not be okay, come talk to us and we'll follow up with the student. Okay, so the protocol when you are at home with the student, maybe you're in your classroom and one of the student types a response that makes you feel like they're in danger. So the first thing you need to do is you want to see if you can talk to the parent. So you're going to ask the student to maybe take you over to the parent, okay? Go ahead and disclose the outcry to the parent, let them know what's going on, and then you need to contact either one of the counselors, either Ms. Dominguez, Ms. Reda, or myself. And if for some reason we're not available, then you need to inform an administrator as soon as possible, as soon as you get off the phone. We will follow up with the student and the family. Of course, if they send an email, then if you get some type of response that doesn't have a name, just go ahead and let a counselor or administrator know and we'll follow up on that. If you're not able to get a hold of anyone, law enforcement can do welfare checks and the number is available for you. You could also call 911 as well. Okay, if you are on campus and you are working with a student, please make sure you don't leave the student alone. Even if they tell you they need to go to the restroom or they have to run to class, please keep them with you. A counselor, if you send a student, a counselor can come to the classroom and pick them up, or you can escort the student to the counseling center. If one of the three of us is not available, for sure you need to contact an administrator. The sooner the better, and you don't leave the student alone. Okay, please don't call parents. Counselors or administrators will make that phone call. We will work with them and we will make parental contact. If you are some type of sponsor, if you're tutoring, if you're at a school related event, athletic event, we need to make sure that you still follow the appropriate steps. We need to let an administrator know. Don't leave the student alone, and if possible, go ahead and release them to the parent, but make sure that you've tried to reach an administrator, okay? If the student left, let's say a friend tells you, oh, Miss, my friend, he's saying he's going to go home and kill himself, you can call law enforcement and they can do a welfare check. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and provide the numbers for you. These are numbers that are the extensions to the office and our Google Voice numbers. So basically for the counselors, we're available during school hours. I've also provided you cell phone numbers for the 3 administrators on campus. So just go ahead and make note of these numbers. Please do not assume that someone else will report. Just make sure that you are communicating with either a counselor and administrator and let them know what's going on. Even if we get 3 reports from 3 different teachers, that's preferable to not getting reported on a student that is in danger. We're providing some statistics for you on suicide. If you'll take a moment to go over them. Okay, just remember that we take every outcry seriously. Even if a student said, Miss, I'm joking. Mister, I didn't mean that. We're going to go ahead and follow protocol. Here are some resources. We'll share this information with you as well in hard copy.
Hi, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Brenda Rueda. I'm the College Readiness Counselor here at Mountain View High School. I have been relocated to room 107 for those of you that are not aware, in case you need to get a hold of me for whatever reason. My part is going to be on child abuse and neglect. There are different types of abuse. You have the mental or emotional injury. This is basically just insults parents give their children, stuff that makes children feel small, they're belittled, they feel worthless. You also have the physical injury. That, of course, is the obvious bruises, scratches, all that stuff. The sexual abuse, and according to the definitions of abuse, remember that you do have to report all these types of abuse, even if you just suspect it. It is important that we do this because we are required by law to do this. So another type of neglect that is often seen is medical care for a child. If for whatever reason somebody's not giving their child medical care, that can also be seen as negligence. Right here, I'm just listing a few warning signs of physical abuse. These are stuff that we have seen or that I'm sure some of you have seen in your classrooms. This one is not always as obvious, but this is emotional abuse. And again, the signs and the symptoms are shown. And it's just a matter of listening sometimes to the student. I know you guys have great rapport with your students, so it's just a matter of listening to them and just making sure that they're okay at home. And I'll let you guys read over that, the signs and symptoms. And neglect, a lot of times we do have students that it shows as if it's being neglect, but they are facing challenging situations at home. For that, please contact Ms. Paoli if they need that additional assistance. For example, if they need clothing, if they don't have showers, all that stuff, we're able to help them with that as well. Or notify us and we'll help them as well. But if it's just complete neglect, it's not because of lack of means, then of course we have to report that as well. And I have listed here the regular frequent types of neglect. Sexual abuse is also here, all the warning signs. Again, this is not as obvious, but it's all about paying close attention. We have had a lot of sexual abuse outcries. Please, if anybody reports this to you, don't take it lightly. Bring it to one of the counselors. That way we can go ahead and work with the student. And again, make sure that you report to CPS. Remember that it is the law to report, and the state law requires for anyone that suspects child abuse to report it. Okay, we are mandated court reporters. We do have immunity for reports made in good faith. I know a lot of times teachers have approached me and they said, well, I have a suspicion. You know, if you have a suspicion, just go ahead and report it. We are not detectives. We're not here to do that side of the work. It's just us acting in good faith. If you feel that abuse is going on, just report it. If you don't report, remember that this is considered a misdemeanor or a state jail felony, depending on how they charge you. To report child abuse, if it's something completely urgent, then of course you would dial 911. If not, you have different ways of reporting the abuse. You can do it through the 800 number, or you could do it through the internet. And I have provided the resources for you. Remember that internet reporting is non-urgent. If it's a child is in imminent danger, then you always want to call 911. This is just information that you will need as you're making that report, whether it's on the phone or whether it's online. Remember that you have a duty to report. It's not up to you to say, oh yeah, I knew of this abuse, but I'm sending it over to administration or a counselor. They'll report it. No, we all have to report it. And remember, guys, that you're not alone. If you need help or you are not sure if maybe this is abuse or not, and you just want to brainstorm with us, please feel free to talk to any of the counselors, and we're here to help you. We're here as a support system. And these are just resources available in case you have any questions. Thank you for your time and welcome back.
Any questions or concerns, please contact any of the counselors, Ms. Rueda, Ms. Flores, or myself.